So I'd like to start by having you talk a little about coming back to television and working with Helix. What was it that attracted you to this project?
Sony Television gave me the script that Cameron had written, and they asked me to read it, and I really wasn't interested because I didn't, it's not really the genre that I respond to normally in medical shows or viruses or anything like that, so I kept saying, no, I'm not interested, and they kept coming back saying, no, you've got to read it, and I finally said, okay, I'll read it, and sat down, and I was just very compelled by it. It was a page-turner in the literal sense. I kept turning the pages, wanting to see what was going to happen next, and by the end, I wanted to see the next episode, so I figured like if it hooked me, it was going to hook an audience.
How do you feel fans of your Battlestar Galactica what will they like about this show?
I think they'll like that there's a character focus on it that's really about people fundamentally. It's not a popcorn thing. It's not about explosions and running around. It's really about a small group of people stuck in a very difficult environment with a lot of jeopardy and sort of big thematic ideas, which was really the heart and soul of what Galactica was.
When it comes to viruses, that's something that's very, very scary, very real. What are the challenges of bringing that to entertainment?
Well, I think you're always trying to balance sort of the real science of it versus the fictional science of it. So we try to keep it as close to actual research and technology as we can, because the closer you have for that, the more frightened the audience can be. And you want to scare the audience, you want to keep them on the edge of their seats, and you want them to hope that these people all make it out.
What are your thoughts, having worked on Battlestar Galactica and seen the video games that have come out with that, of what's going on with Syfy and Defiance with this convergence between game and television show?
I'm happy to see them doing it because it's something that's been coming for a while, that there should be this crossover between the two entertainment forms. There's always been a strong part of the audience that does like to do both, that likes to play video games and likes to watch this kind of programming. So it felt natural that at some point someone was going to create the hybrid where you could do both and enjoy both aspects at the same time.
What opportunities do you still see out there when it comes to video games and Battlestar?
For Battlestar in particular, I don't know. I'm not really I don't work at Universal anymore. I don't know what their plans for the future are, so I really have no idea where they're taking that.
Do you see a potential for Helix?
There might be a potential for Helix. There's no plan right now to make it into a video game or to link it to a video game, but certainly as the show develops, that could be something that becomes part of the conversation.
And in general, what opportunities do you see gaming opening up today?
Well, I think gaming is at this really interesting place where you're starting to see games like Skyrim, that are very much an open world that you can go and just journey and adventure on your own pace and your own time and do whatever you want. Like my wife really loves Skyrim, which baffles me. It's because she's not a video gamer at all, and she just really fell in love with this game. And it's really interesting to watch her go into that environment and play the game the way she wants to, as opposed to, say, the way I would play it or my son would play it, and those are very different experiences. So you're starting to see video games starting to expand the definition of even what it is to be a gamer. It's not necessarily just the single channel where you're being, forced down this chute to do exactly what the game wants you to do. You're seeing more and more the sort of open world sort of things, and I don't even go onto the online stuff, so that's like a whole other thing. But you're really seeing it's the maturation of an art form. I mean, they really are starting to be beautiful. The graphics are competing with the best visual effects work that you see in feature films and television. You're starting to see a richness of mythology and backstory, and the sky's kind of the limit of where that's going to go, because it is a developing art form.